What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Guys Play Games, and we're back with some more Edith Finch again for the PlayStation 4. I haven't touched this game in a hot minute because I was showing y'all my skills as the Sinister Sniper on Battlefield. Stay tuned for some more Sinister Sniper coming. I'm actually being called out by the sniper god to do some team death matches and prove my worth there. So I guess I'll have to go Call of Duty style on that. But that's not what we're playing right now. We're playing some Edith Finch. So let's find out what's really good right now, because I haven't touched this game in a hot minute. Let's go. Alright. Oh yeah, I forgot to say it. Without further ado, let's get into this. It's a bit creepy. Oh, my man just took a photo of himself? Okay, okay.
Dawn, I promise.
Let me pause it up real quick. If y'all hear noises in the background and so on, like, it's holiday time still, so, like, I got family around here and all that, so, like, if y'all hear noises in the background, that's why. But, yeah. That's why. So that's just a little disclaimer. If y'all are hearing weird little noises in the background, I'm just gonna let y'all know that's what that is. So yeah, let's get back into this.
You'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
There you go.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
That time's out. You're taking pictures? Do my Peter Parker thing?
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Yeah, for real. Oh, right. Okay.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's okay. Got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Yeah, for real. Where we at right now? Camera ain't got no focus.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Alright, what else we got?
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
To tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Alright, what am I taking pictures of? Fish?
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
Okay, what else he teaches?
We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Oh, that's a keeper.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Where's she at?
Dad, I...
Getting your snipey snipe on. Sinister Sniper.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything.
Take its life, Dawn. Stop playing, Dawn.
Great shot, Dawn!
Cheh. My man over here taking a selfie.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Alright, I'm running up there. Okay. Come on, let's get that
Sorry,
picture.
Dawn, just gotta reset the timer.
Alright. I gotta get there in good time. Alright, go, my man, go. Run, 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 run. Alright, take the picture. Come on.
Hang on, kiddo. Just trying to get a shot of the two of us together.
man. Okay.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Oh! Oh! My man took an instant L.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Instant L. Alright, shut the book. All he did was trying to take a picture. That deer said, time to fall, my boy. Time to fall. Alright. What else we got here? Alright. Another one of these creepy rooms. Do I have a torch? Didn't I have a torch? I thought I had a torch. Okay.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
For real. Can I get over? No? Yes? Oh, there we go. Sam Finch.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone?
Mm-hmm.
Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Yeah. So now y'all just got me in the tub chilling.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Alright, what am I remixing the music? Oh, I'm the frog now? Okay.
Bath time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
You gonna get that? Alright, cool. Let me just play with the frog a little longer.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Yeah. My man got an imagination on him.
You reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw. It sure made him happy.
Got a pretty crazy imagination. Flip him over, there you go. Alright, so we're trying to get to the top, alright.
I know how silly it sounds.
Oh, my man got a little imagination on him.
But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
Oh man, I was having
I
fun.
know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
How many phone calls she gonna get? Can I Alright, let's put the water back on. There we go.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
I'm the frog. And I'm drowning. So that's what happened to the kid. He just upped and drowned for a second. That lady had one too many bones.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
And that's how that little kid died. Wow. That was a bit... Everybody taking L's in the worst ways. See that 1976 to 1977? Man, that's messed up. Alright, close this book. Everybody just taking L's in this house.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Little kid just took a L.
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
So now I'm flying a kite.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Alright, so we're over here reading poems and stuff. Alright. Then what happened?
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Okay, and then what happened?
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Wow, really? And then what happened?
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Oh, here we go. All the letters
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power.
Life is strange.
All my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Y'all gonna wish y'all ain't made the music louder.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. until we found you.
I guess he took an L too.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Yeah, be glad you didn't become a boy. Let's go, Edith. A man was just flying his little kite and then he took the ultimate L. We're climbing up. We sure
My
are.
mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Out of reach. Man, everybody lived up in this house.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, so that's your dad, Edith? Okay, I see you.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
We're pretty high up now, Edith. I feel like we're on that top spot now.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Everybody's got a plan.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Nothing ever lasts. Let's go.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Here we go. Peephole time.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Alright, can I go inside or do I gotta go around? There you go. Wow, Milton really needs to clean up his footsteps. How he's just gonna step in the paint and do that? There's more to this house?
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, I see you, Milton. You got a bit of creativity in you. This is Milton's story, I see. That was the end of Milton's story. Alright. Cool.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Wait, who we got left? I feel like we got almost everybody on here except Louis and Sanjay. Let's find out what happened to Sanjay. Milton with little cartoons and stuff. What else we got?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Alrighty then. Am I going back out the same way? I think so. Let's go.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Hold up. What Milton find? How you just going to say that and not say nothing after that? What did Milton find?
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Alright.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Yo, Louis's room looks chill. Look at all this. It looks extra chill. I'm trying to get in there. Got the neon lights going and everything. Everyone said stay out of Lewis's room except Lewis. I'm coming in. I'm going in. Tell me to stay out of some stuff that I'm gonna go into.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Peace pipe mist. Alright, I got you. Look at that. Got the feng shui music going on. Man, my boy was chill. Got the Nintendo on deck.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Yeah, the Wonderland Turbo. Okay, the Nintendo.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Yeah, see, I knew it.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself.
Fish market.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
That's gonna be my hand. Y'all watch. I'm gonna get my hand caught. My mind began to what, lady?
wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small.
I'm over here multitasking.
Imagining a labyrinth.
Imagining labyrinths and stuff.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
My hand about to move.
And things
focusing
that
more on
have
this
no
dude on the
names.
left and the fish on the right.
He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously.
He's about to take his hand
Had
seriously
hoped
when
he'd
it goes
find
missing.
himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then,
To see my hands.
daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee.
Okay.
Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Go on to where? It's death.
I even encouraged him.
Why they got me working next to this fish marketing place?
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Maybe I'm about to lose my hand, you talking that much.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis-topia.
Dystopia, really? Alright.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Everybody happy to see me.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Until the day I lost my hand, right?
He no longer spoke at the cannery.
All these people just gathering around.
but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him
Yeah, my hand got struck, huh?
that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination,
Of course.
so he could do whatever he wished.
It's fishing in my imagination.
He held an election for mayor,
I wish y'all can see me right now. I'm focusing
And he
more to the
won.
left.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Then what
It
happened?
became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville,
I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm talking over the narrations too much.
St. Louis.
St.
He started
Louis.
drifting away from our reality.
And drifting away, he's still
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Hold up, lady, I'm chopping fish here. I wasn't imagining nothing. Let me just get back to my boat.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Okay, that was they actually let me choose my path this time. I'm gonna go from beautiful prince to handsome queen. That would make no sense.
The queen was on her own quest for
I'm gonna go to that serpent thing. The sinister serpent. Y'all see it?
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her
Her silver harp.
silver harp.
Y'all know a harp sounds beautiful.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Man, you got
Even
a
then,
crazy
his logic
imagination.
remained sound.
Y'all see the
He knew the world was
Place
all
just
in his
vanishing now?
imagination.
I'm about to lose my hand in a minute.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
It became the ultimate dude.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Boy, about to lose his hand any minute.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
What? Clocking out time? Alright. Working all day throwing fish on that what's that thing? That belt thing called. Ah well.
He began to forget the world we know.
Look at all that fish. The conveyor belt, that's the
think
word
it
I'm looking
pained him
for.
to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Wait, so I'm attacking Lewis from behind?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Hey, Lewis. You're about to become the fish. You ready? No? Look, he ain't even touching the fish no more. He's just in his own little world.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
My man about to take the ultimate L, isn't it? What up, y'all? King Lewis in the building. Everybody happy to see him.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Big old cat over there. Everybody's just got no eyes or nose or nothing. They're just faceless people. Y'all, what's good? You wait for the king.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Yes, the crown is my hand. I finally lost my hand. Fish market.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh my goodness. Bend down my head? That's my head. Yep.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
I ended up like the fish, headless. Alright, so now we know what happened to Lewis.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Yeah, he was too high for himself. Ended up losing his head. Got his head chopped off. Alright, let's find out what happened to Sanjay. He took my
On the way
whole
back
head.
from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Hello?
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Why we leave? Y'all still ain't tell me why we left. Everyone just died in this house. Pretty much.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another.
Yeah, we on top of the
What's
world
left now
now.
is to tell you about that last night.
Edith, this is your room. Let's find out what happened to you. What remained of her?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Ooh.
Edith, you're excused.
Yo, Grandma don't play around. She trying to school Mama.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
For real.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Alright, but like for real though, what happened?
There's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Oh, okay, here we go.
That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
We about to go to the house?
I've seen that house every day of my life.
We about to go to the house. Alright.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
We're going to the right because I saw a path to the right.
I got turned around.
It was right in front of us.
I started seeing things.
You're on deck right now.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
What we got next? A rabbit?
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
We hit the
Or
spot.
maybe I came back to them.
That's why I keep going straight, because I knew the spot was just like straight ahead.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
For real. Chill.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Holla.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Till I grew old enough to come back. And then what happened?
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
I gotta shake this.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Oh, thanks a lot, Mama.
The rest happened pretty quickly.
Alright, gotta move the hand close.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
Taking that L like all
And then I was alone.
Inmates. Dead.
The last Finch left alive.
The last of the Finch.
Until I found out about you.
Wait, what?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Who's you?
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
What you mean?
and appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
Who's this you?
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Yo, is she giving birth to me right now? What's going on?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
So Edith did die after all. Okay. And then another little kid was born, and now he's the next Finch in line to take the L. A story by Giant Sparrow for Shirley Dallas. Hey, nice piano work though. Well, that was an interesting story. Hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. Hit that like button as always. Comment on what y'all liked about the video. And subscribe if y'all want to see me play any more games like this where everything ends, like the trophy says there. If y'all want to see me play more games like this or any other games that you guys would like to recommend, I will play them. Anything that drops. Like maybe PC, laptop wise, I'll probably play something for y'all on there too if anything drops on there. But yeah. This is the end of the Edith Finch gameplay. And we are out!